Step into a world of magic and limitless possibilities with me, your host, Katie Soul. I'm not just your average podcaster. I'm a former Fortune 100 exec who dared to escape the rat race and embark on my own mystical journey. Together, we'll discover that a mystical life is not something you stumble upon. It's a life you consciously create. Join me as we explore inspiring stories of extraordinary souls who fearlessly pursued their dreams and unlocked their inner radiance. Welcome to my world, where magic awaits and your light shines bright. Hello and welcome to the Mystical Living Podcast. I am so excited about our guest today. But first, I wanted to share an amazing opportunity we are offering our Mystical Living Podcast listeners. And that's 30% off classes for Soul School. Right now, we have a beautiful course running, How to Really Manifest Your Dream Life. And the reviews that are coming in from our current students are absolutely amazing and inspiring. And as a gift of gratitude from my heart to yours for being an early adapter of the podcast, please use code PODCAST when you check out at Soul School to enjoy 30% off. And now we get to have this beautiful conversation with Soo-Young Kang. And welcome, welcome, welcome. Tell us, who are you really?
Thank you so much for having me here. It's very exciting to have a good conversation with you today. My name is Soo-Young Kang. I'm the founder and CEO of LightWater Skin. We are revolutionary skincare, a startup company based in Boston area.
Woohoo! Amazing. All right. Before we dive in today on all things skincare, which I'm so excited, and to hear about your personal journey to get to where you are today, I like to start every episode with a practice to help us take the elevator ride down from our minds where our human self resides, with all the fears and the worries and the to-do lists and maybe a little anxiety over a podcast. And just take that ride down and come into our heart space where our divine self resides, where we're tapped into our intuition, our innate gifts, our innate knowing of who we are and what we came here to do. So for a few minutes, we'll just take that elevator ride. If you can, take a moment to close your eyes with me now. And this is an exercise that we're going to do seated. So if you can find your way to a seated position and gently rest the palms of your hands on the top of your thigh. And I want you to slowly start to move your hips from side to side, really feeling into your sits bones and letting that pelvic floor just start to loosen up and feel the movement of the chair beneath you, the way that your body gently flows and moves. And just start to release anything that's come up today. Let it gently drop to the floor. Let it drop through the bottoms of your feet, any stuck or stagnant energy of running around, being hurried, conversation perhaps you wish went a different way. Just let that all gently float to the floor as you continue to rock back and forth in this gentle swaying motion, like you're rocking your body, like you would a baby, just really gently soothing your inner soul, letting the external drift away, and coming into your heart space and finding some peace and calm through this gentle somatic movement. And when you're ready, you can slowly start to loosen the sway and find the center point. Take in a few deep breaths here. Gently flutter your eyes open. And we can begin. How was that for you?
It's nice to have a little break.
Right? And it only takes a few minutes just to really calm our bodies, come into our heart space. And that's why we always start the podcast with new exercises and tools to come in so that everyone can remember it only takes a minute, sometimes even seconds, to shift our entire energetic state, which shifts all our interactions for the day, which really can shift our entire lives. And it's a constant practice of just coming back into your heart over and over and over again until it becomes a natural state of living from the sacred heart. So thank you for letting me launch us in this way.
It helps. Yeah, there's a lot of thoughts in my mind, a lot of worries, a lot of day-to-day things to do list in my head. So thank you.
Yes, we all have those. And when we can drop into our hearts, we can come back to those to-do lists with a calmer sense and comfort around, okay, what's really most important? And that's part of this beautiful journey we get to go on together. So let's just go back. I would love to go back to your childhood because you learned some beautiful skincare practices early on in your life. So tell me, like, when do you have the first memory of consciously understanding skincare and going through a skincare practice?
So I was born in South Korea, and South Korea is very famous for K-beauty and very advanced skincare sort of regimen that we had. So growing up, from my grandma and my mom and my aunts, and everyone has a skincare routine, and it's kind of part of culture that we take care of ourselves. It's a different from makeup. It's a more skincare part of self-care. And that time that I think the busy moms and old women just take a moment and sort of take care of themselves with different lotion, cream, oil, serum. So I grew up in that environment. So I think it's, before I reached probably teenagers, so it was when I was in elementary school, I started sort of doing skincare, start with the small steps, and then when I was in college, I already had probably 12 to 24 steps, which are very complicated, but, I have to confess that I am a skincare junkie.
You totally are. And you're so wise, and you have so much innate information from growing up in this beautiful way of ritual. And what I love too is that you really early on learned that practice is a self-love and a self-care practice. So it's not about a beauty practice per se, but it's really about taking time with yourself. And I really love that. I'm going to really reframe my skincare routine. so that I can think of it as a self-love practice too. So thank you for that beautiful gift. So tell us, after, growing up, beginning this routine, then you went into a world of technology and entrepreneurship and lasers and all sorts of really cutting edge treatments that you have been a part of the development of, some of which we know, like some of these amazing lasers on the market or cool sculpting. You've had a front row seat in the development of these amazing technologies. So tell us a little bit about what that journey was like.
So I was always good at science, math and science. So I'm a STEM girl, right? And after I graduated from college in Korea, I came to US for advanced degree. So I studied many different areas of science during my graduate school. For my master's and PhD, so I studied biochemistry, nutritional science, and toxicology. So I learned a lot about biology, what's happening in your body, and also chemicals, what's out there, sort of all the environment, all the chemicals that we are exposed to.
Yeah.
And then I moved on to sort of a medical research after I finished my degree. So I came to Boston to continue with my sort of a medical research in Harvard community. So I was a research fellow at Harvard Medical School and Children's Hospital, conducting actually cancer research for many, many years. And during that time, actually, I observed a lot of cancer patients, and I learned that people obviously got affected by diseases and sickness, and it affects their life, right? But secondarily, that the appearance now, that sort of a losing that the glowing skin, losing hair from sickness, and somehow that affects their confidence a lot, and in turn that affects their quality of life. And then I had a sort of a moment of I would say kind of a self reflection. So I'm very much into skincare, self-care, and very interested in that. And I have a vast knowledge of sort of skincare too. But then my career, and I'm trained scientist, and I realized that as a scientist you can help people by inventing or finding cure for cancer. There's many smart people working on that. But for me, that personal care science also brings a product that really help people to improve their quality of life is also very important. And I felt that's my calling and that's my strength, that I do understand women, I do understand self-care, and I have knowledge of science. So I kind of switched my career and started working in a personal care company. And then I learned even more about how to develop products, how to develop better products that really bring benefits to people. So that's my kind of journey, that how I sort of grew up in South Korea and learn about all the skincare culture. And then I became a scientist. Then I just realized that I could really combine those two principles to bring better products for consumers.
Oh my gosh. I think this is so amazing that you've been able to blend this knowledge that you have so innately ingrained in you from your family lineage with your scientific background, and then also connecting it with the importance of how we look and feel is directly correlated to our confidence. When we're grungy and we kind of are having a sweatpants kind of day, there's an energy there, right? I always talk about energy, frequency, and vibration, and that carries an energy. And when we have a face that feels like clean and fresh after having maybe a facial, that has an energy. My mom's staying with me for a couple of days. She just came up to help with the kids, and she just had this amazing facial, and her skin's all glowy and it carries an energy, and she feels really good after having this experience. And it really does correlate to our confidence and how we show up and shine in the world. So I love that you're blending all of this together. And then we fast forward a little bit in your timeline, and you went out on your own to develop this really amazing product, which I'm obsessed with. So excited. We are carrying it newly on mysticalliving.co, so you could all check it out there. And it's called LightWater. And I'd love for you to dive in and explain how you came to this concept. And I am forever grateful that you have created a concept that doesn't have 12 steps, because for me, that feels a little daunting. And so I love the ease of LightWater. And I also learned so much from you about what was actually in the skincare that I was using previously. And I would love for you to just kind of walk us through your journey, the why behind developing LightWater, and a little bit of knowledge to enlighten all of us who might not know, but are really keen to take care of our skin and feel healthy and vibrant. Some of the differences between LightWater and perhaps what we might have been previously using, like me.
Yeah, sure. So, being a woman, working mom,
Yeah.
I think that we are multitaskers. We have so much
Yes.
responsibility at home while you're developing your career and being a professional. And like I share with you, I had a 12-step regimen and sometimes 24-step regimen, right? Believing that that is good for me. I was raising two kids as a single mom at some point for many years. And then I had a very demanding job. And I traveled the world for my work. And I always carried my cosmetic backpack with me, right? As anyone else does the same thing. They're carrying toiletry bags and some personal care products. And then one day I had an epiphany because I was going through my cosmetic bags and they were very old. I bought it like a year before, 2 years ago, because it's a sort of my travel bag. And some I just grab it in my vanity right away to go on that trip. And those products, because that I opened it so long ago, and then they were exposed to light and air, and I was touching it, using it constantly. And as a scientist, I should have known better that all the actives in that products had broken down. So products were actually useless, right? Because as a scientist, vitamin C, for example, it's amazing antioxidant for skin. But then it's, inherently unstable. And when it's exposed to air and UV or light or your touch, it breaks down and within weeks. But I've been carrying it for many, many months.
Like all of us. Yes.
Yeah. So I had the aha moment. Oh my goodness, as a scientist and as a skincare fanatic, I should have known better. We should actually use fresh products every time. Like you feed yourself with the fresh
Yes.
food. Because the skin is the largest living organ. And then somehow we've been feeding this largest living organ with the stale, old, ineffective products. In fact, a lot of products that you opened about 2 months ago or, even whatever weeks ago, when you test those products, there's a lot of germs in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, just skin tolerates it, right? And then also those products contain a lot of preservatives.
Yeah.
So that can enable you to use it repeatedly without really growing germs. So,
And I think about too, like when we open something and we put it in our fridge, right?
yeah.
And a week goes by and it starts to go bad and you toss it. Well, why don't we ever do that with our skincare products, right?
We spent a lot of money on it. I did. I bought, very famous brands, heritage brands, legacy brands, or even, new sort of a clean brands. I've been buying it without checking ingredients, but I'm a scientist. So somehow didn't connect, right? And then, so I was thinking, okay, we want to make something really fresh without preservatives. And then we want to package it in a single dose. So it's like you're using brand new products every time you apply products. That's much better because you're preserving that sort of efficacy of all the actives, right? And those are untainted, uncontaminated, right? So every time you open the brand new products and then apply, and then you don't have to worry about all the allergens and then sort of harmful chemicals, no preservatives, no fragrances, and no unnecessary, unhealthy chemicals. But those were added into traditional skincare products because current industry is set up that way. And when you're looking at your current skincare bottles, jars, and tubes, everything, those are meant for repeated use, right? Which is not good. And then while we are developing these products, I also realized often less is more. I'm a maximalist, so I've been using 12 steps. Every time it's a ritual. I was so busy, but I was also doing it, adding stress into my life, adding stress into my skin because I think I didn't realize when I was younger because my skin tolerate those extra stress, right? Because when you're younger, you can take a lot of stress, I feel. But at some point, I developed some skin sensitivities, skin allergies, and
Okay.
I cannot use just any product anymore. I used to. I was able to do it when I was younger. So
Yeah.
now, LightWater, when I was developing that cleanest, freshest skincare that has maximum same efficacy at every application. And I also thought about how do I make the skincare as simple as possible. And then you just use once in the morning, the AM multivitamin moisturizer, and then one at night, because while you're sleeping, your skin doesn't sleep. You work to regenerate, repair DNA, replicate. So you have to provide the nutrients, right? So we wanted to bring just the daily sort of essential products for busy moms, busy professionals, and also minimalist. And you don't have to expose your skin to so many unnecessary chemicals, right? You want to get just the necessary nutrients and vitamins and antioxidants. Then that's how we sort of develop these two daily essential duos at LightWater.
Amazing. And what I love too is they're beautifully packaged, very minimally. So you're not using too much from a materials standpoint, which I think is important to so many of us. So it's very, very minimally packaged, probably even less than what a fancy container would be. And it's so fun. It's just this beautiful little ritual that you have the perfect amount in the morning, the perfect amount in the evening. And what I love about it, it's so easy. It's so easy to travel with because it takes up almost no room in your makeup bag and you feel really good. I mean, I really noticed the difference immediately when I had the opportunity to start using LightWater. And I'm someone who's like maybe not consistent with my skincare routine. I kind of use what I have and well, previously I used what I had and probably some of it had been hanging around for some time. And sometimes I'd run out of a cream or lotion. I just would go without it for a month or two. And now I have this beautiful practice where every morning and every evening, I know it's there, it's consistent, and it's a beautiful part of my day. And I know from the science now, I can feel really good, just like I go to the farmer's market and buy some beautiful vegetables for my family. That's how I feel when I'm using LightWater is it's fresh, it's natural, and it's really giving me the boost that I need, especially as a woman in her 40s and my early 40s and becoming a little bit more conscientious. Like you, I can't maybe get away with what I used to of not washing the makeup off or not using the creams. And I want to do everything I can to support my skin in the decades to come.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm actually sort of not comfortable with the word anti-aging.
Mm,
Skincare companies and industry use anti-aging a lot, and
they do.
consumers fall for it. But
Yeah,
aging is a natural process, right? It's
totally.
a natural thing. For me, that what I'm a little bit concerned about aging is not because I get older. It's more either people notice that I look more tired as you get
Mhm.
older, or people look a little bit more angry or upset because it's to me your sort of skin changes, right? Skin becomes sagging. There's wrinkles, deeper
Yeah.
wrinkles, and then there's some dried, patches. It's not glowing. You lose sort of glow. For
Mm,
me, about how to manage aging well, and somehow that slow the process so we can age gracefully. I call it
mm,
aging elegantly. So we can look older, one can look 40, one can look 50, 60, 70, but as long as we look at our best and we look happy, content, calm, not like tired, irritated looking or upset or angry, right? Because some lines form it in a sort of an angry line. So for me, that we really, I actually promote just a skincare routine for every woman because it's about we take a time. It's like a medication. It's like a yoga. It's like one of the healthy habits that you should or one should have, that you take a moment and then take care of yourself by moisturizing your skin. It takes just 1 minute. It doesn't have to be 12 steps and 24 steps like I used to do. And that adds a lot of stress on my skin. And now they make LightWater skincare, that essential duo, actually changed my life because it
mm.
saved up like 30 minutes every single day. It adds
Wow.
up. And then
Yeah.
also I feel better. It made my life easier. And then my skin feels better too. So, I'm trying to be now a little bit minimalistic as a maximalist, former maximalist, and
Yeah.
embracing aging, but also sort of make sure that I sort of take time to take care of myself as part of my healthy lifestyle.
Absolutely. So beautiful. Tell us a little bit about your journey with being this entrepreneur, executive, and raising beautiful little humans too. And what's that? What are your tips to finding joy in that journey?
Yeah, I think we women, we are champions. We are warriors. We are the winners, I feel, because being a mom
Mm,
is a wonderful journey, but it's not easy thing, especially
yeah.
when you have a very demanding career or you have an ambition, right?
Mm,
So from South Korea, I came alone here and I had no friends, family, or relatives here. And I
wow.
had sort of built my family here. And then I went through a divorce. So I was a single mom with the two kids for a
Mm,
while, more than 10 years here, without any support system. And my job was very demanding. And there are a lot of challenges. There were so many challenges, so many nights that I cried alone.
mm,
But, you know, again, moms are so strong. When I think about my children and family, then I think that you don't have to sort of sacrifice your family or you don't have to sacrifice your work. It's about trying to find a harmony. I don't want to use balance, life and work balance here. I call it harmony. Just,
harmony.
yeah, it's a life and, work, family and work harmony, meaning work is also very important to me. It defines who I am also. Being a mom also defines me who I am as a mom and also as a woman. But this entrepreneurship, I've been always sort of dreamed about it. I had vision. I know about women. I know about skincare. I know about science. I know about personal care, product science as well. And I wanted to, especially when I had that vision and epiphany, I wanted to sort of create a new venture to make my idea real and to make better products than any products in the market. But then I have also, that my family that requires a lot of my attention and time and love. But I think that we can do all that uh, together. Can I be the best mom in the world? Probably not. Can I be the best entrepreneur in the world? Probably not. But it's about finding again harmony and
Mm,
balance. And then I'm trying my best in either. And then we are human. We make mistakes and we are not perfect. We're never going to be perfect. But
yeah.
it's finding joy in my effort to drive and do better
Mm,
in those two, my responsibilities and my sort of interest area. So I'm sure that a lot of us are struggling with kind of finding harmony between work and family, especially as a working mom.
mhm.
We're not going to be perfect. We
Yeah.
always find mistakes, errors, or even regrets here and there.
Mm,
However, it's about just continue to learn and
yeah.
try to become a better person and better professional. So,
Mm.
I don't know if I answer your questions,
Oh,
but
you did. It was beautiful. And I think that's going to resonate with so many of our listeners who are on that mothering journey or even on a parenting journey, because balance is, I think, unachievable, but harmony is achievable. And I really like your reframe on that, because balance never made a whole lot of sense to me, because sometimes it's out of balance. Sometimes next week I'm headed off to Sedona. I'm not going to physically be here with my kids. And that is out of balance, but is in harmony because I'm going to do something that's filling my cup and beaming my workout into the world and my message. And I come back refreshed and renewed and energized and get to share that expansive experience with my kids. So I really love the concept of harmony. And I'm definitely going to be borrowing that word of harmony. It's so beautiful. I'm curious, when you reflect on your life when you were really in those harder moments, when you were alone and crying at night, what message would you beam back to that version of you? And what would you want to tell her now?
Well, everything will be okay. That's not the end of the world. That's what I would say to myself. Because everyone, again, has challenges. Everyone
Everyone.
has tough times, right? And then we have ups and downs. That's life. And sometimes when you caught on that particular difficult moment, feel like everything is dark, feel like there's no way out, and then feel like that, I'm the failure. No, we fail, yes. Sometimes we succeed. It's the combination, right? It's about sometimes that accepting that we are not perfect. We
Yeah.
just trying. We are trying always to do better and to become a better mom, better person, but never going to be perfect. And yeah, I knew that moment too, but actually it was more the sort of trapped in that moment and feeling really sad and desperate and in despair. Um, but life goes on, and just we accept those moments. It's everything is dynamic and in flux. Nothing's gonna be permanent. Even those darkest time that you felt that moment. And always remember that we also have amazing inner strength, especially when you think about your loved ones, your children, right? Your family. Then
Yeah.
there's so much energy coming out from you that you just don't give up. You don't give in.
Yeah.
It's you just resurrect
You
again.
do.
Yeah. So you just don't realize that you have that kind of power. I wouldn't even
Mm,
call it power because every human has it. We just don't
totally.
realize it, right?
Yeah.
But when we go through those toughest moments, then you think about your loved ones and then think
Yeah.
about yourself that you love because you
Yes.
don't love yourself. And then, okay, Soo-Young, I'm not gonna let you be in the dark that long, right?
Yeah.
Just come on,
Yep.
let's just get out of here, right? And then just one at a time. How can I do, right? Manage these moments. How can I, you know, um, either change or accept or
Mm,
change my mindset, whatever that helped me, or take a moment to do a little self care or meditation
yeah.
when I did together, right? Every little
Totally.
thing helps to bring your strong inner energy. And I wouldn't say these cliche things, everything is possible, but everything can be possible truly
Mm,
that if you try.
mm.
Maybe
S-
not, perfection, but
Yeah.
something that you're driving for. Yeah.
Mm. Yes, that resonates with me so much. I'm remembering that version of me laying on a mattress not that long ago. Well, my ex husband now was really deep into his addiction, and my body was going numb every time I would lay down. And I just had this sense, though, this future version of me was like there and present, and just I had this knowing, even in those darkest times, that everything was going to be okay. And everything was going to be better than okay. It was going to really be exceptional. And for anyone who's feeling in that darkness right now, just listen to these words of knowing that we've been there too. And everyone has these challenges that they go through in life. And if you're in one, know that there is light at the end of the road and it's going to find its way to you. And to have faith that that's there.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And on that note, I like to ask all of our guests, what lights you up? Because I believe what lights us up has the power to illuminate the whole world when we're really following that thing that lights us up. So tell us, what lights you up? What lights your soul on fire?
Oh, well, it's just, I find happiness in small things, little things, actually. If I get a, small love letter from my customer saying that, she's happy with LightWater skincare, that makes my day. When I get home and then I see my children and when I see their smile, that moment, that lights me up. And when I hear about, my old friends' success, that I read the news, that lights me up. And I guess it's the kind of a small wins or small happiness moments day to day. I don't look for big wins for me to be happy and for me to light up. Just a small moment, even this moment that I get to know you, Katie, and have these wonderful conversations together, that I was able to do that. And I had this opportunity to share my personal story with you. This is a happiness.
For me too. It's such a gift to have you join us today. And as we close out, we know that you can find LightWater on mysticalliving.co, but tell us all the other ways to connect with you and your business too, through Instagram, social, all the ways.
Yeah, we have a lightwaterskin.com website. Obviously, that is the biggest channel. And Mystical Living, that we partner. It's a wonderful partnership that we have a very similar sort of audience in both channels. We are also in e-cosmetics, Fairy Shop, and many other the sort of e-commerce retailers. But you can find us in our Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and LinkedIn. Yeah. And our Facebook and Instagram, we share a lot of skincare tips and also, education material about ingredients and skincare routine and how to apply moisturizer and how to take care of skin during seasonal changes or dry weather. So please check us out.
Yes, absolutely. And we'll be sure to tag all the places too where you can connect and find LightWater. So as we close out today, do you have a final piece of wisdom that you would love to beam out to the Mystical Living audience?
Here's my motto.
Yes, tell us your motto.
I shared my personal story and kind of a personal thought with you and your audience today because, there's a saying, what is most personal is most universal. We are all human. And what you feel deeply as personal stuff, that someone else feels exactly same. Because again, we are all connected. And also what I'm trying to convey with that saying is your instincts, your feelings, your belief, your faith is often very universal as well. It's just not just you. And it's just everyone can share that, thoughts. So that's, my motto. That is something I think about it often.
Oh my gosh, it's a beautiful motto. We're going to have to quote that on our Instagram because it's really profound and so deeply true. And when we share our personal truths, we don't even know the people we touch sometimes. Sometimes we may never know. Sometimes we might find out years later, or sometimes you find out minutes later. And the more authentic and real and vulnerable that we can be, the more powerful we can help the collective on this beautiful journey that we get to share together. So thank you, thank you, thank you. This was amazing. You are truly revolutionizing the skincare industry. And I'm so excited to be a part of this journey with you and to learn from you and grow our beautiful businesses together. Thank you for coming on the podcast.
Thank you for having me, Katie. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Okay. Bye. I'm grateful for your presence on this remarkable and captivating journey today. Together, we've delved into the realms of limitless possibilities and unlocked the secrets of our true selves. A mystical life is not a mere coincidence. It's a thrilling adventure that you actively shape with intention and passion. Remember, when you follow your light, you not only illuminate your own path, but you also radiate light to the world around you. The world eagerly awaits the magic you have to offer. Follow your light and let it guide you to incredible heights.